Hi guys, Ashley here. Welcome to the first episode of Ashley's Digital China. Today we're going to talk about China's Mid-Autumn Festival, one of the oldest traditional festivals still celebrated in China today. In fact, it is China's second largest festival right after Chinese New Year. It has more than 3,000 years history, and today we're going to learn something about its history and background. And of course, we're going to look at how is it celebrated today in terms of business opportunities, consumer behavior, and more. So let's start with some background. The Mid-Autumn Festival also is sometimes called the Moon Festival or the Mooncake Festival. As mentioned, it is 3,000 years old and it traditionally celebrates harvest. And it was a ritual where the Emperor of China would go and perform a gorgeous ritual to the heaven to thank them for happy and good and prosperous harvest. The moon is the brightest and the biggest, according to lunar calendar, on this day. So slowly and gradually, families also started coming together to celebrate this festival jointly. And in terms of some of the traditions, we have, first of all, the reunion, and secondly, the worship of the moon. So the reunion tradition actually started only in Tang Dynasty, when many Chinese citizens started to traveling for work, and they needed an excuse and a reason to start coming back to their hometown to meet their families and friends again. And this Mid-Autumn Festival, the reunion get-together, was exactly a festival like this. It's a little bit like American Thanksgiving, when you thank the world spirits and yourselves and people around you for good harvest, and you also come together to essentially celebrate and have fun. Sometimes Mid-Autumn Festival is also called Tuanyuanjie, reunion festival. And when we come together, what do we eat? First of all, mooncakes, of course. Traditional mooncakes are made with lotus paste, and lotus represents good luck. Inside that lotus paste, we usually have the dark yolk, egg yolk, and that egg yolk represents the moon. Outside of the mooncake is also the lucky pattern, which represents longevity and also again wishes good luck. Apart from mooncakes, we also have pomelos. Why? Well, because in Chinese they're called youzi. And remember how I've mentioned that in Tang Dynasty there were a lot of Chinese people traveling the country for work. So 旅游 essentially in China means traveling. So youzi is very similar to youzi. When you put them together, again, it has a bit of this meaning. So wishing luck, wishing happiness to those people that actually travel around the country for work. That's where this tradition of eating pomelos came together. And of course, tea. Because mooncakes are so sweet and also so heavy, it is very important to eat them together with green tea. So usually when we gift somebody something for the Mid-Autumn Day, it is fruit, it is also mooncake, and of course, nice tea. Apart from eating the festive food, when families come together, they also hang lanterns, enjoy the lion and dragon dance, they admire the moon, and more recently play a lot of mahjong and even go traveling, of course. So when it comes to lion and dragon dances, in the traditional Chinese mythology, both dragon and lion control the weather. So by inviting them to join the celebrations and festivities, we kind of ask them for the blessing to bring good weather, again, for better harvest. Just like anywhere else in the world, holidays are a big business in China. In 2008, Mid-Autumn Festival has become an official public holiday in China that has not only boosted domestic and international tourism, but has also significantly impacted businesses, brands, and consumers in the country. One of the most significant changes is probably in the way mooncakes are perceived, gifted, desired, and produced by the brands and e-commerce giants essentially in the country. Let's take a look. Between 2015 to 2020, we see a huge increase from 13 to 20 billion RMB essentially being made in this mooncake market. So who is playing in this market? We have tech companies that are producing and distributing mooncakes to their employees. We have luxury hotels, resorts, and a lot of luxury fashion brands that are producing their unique flavors, designs, boxes. At the same time, we have a lot of gifting happening in the B2B professional world. And of course, family gifting is still very important. Apart from mooncakes, there are of course many other products that are promoted specifically for this day. One of them is, for instance, Osmanthus, which is another symbol of the holiday. By now we have liquor brands with Osmanthus flavor, we have tea, that's flavored by Osmanthus. We also have Osmanthus on all sorts of packaging and designs and patterns. Apart from all that, many F&B products are actually specifically themed flavor-wise and packaging-wise for this festival. Many kids products as well, and of course a lot of services. Here is one example from a cosmetics company, Perfect Diary, that's collaborating with Tmall for the Mid-Autumn Festival moon-inspired eyeshadow palette. Another thing that happened when Mid-Autumn Festival has become an official public holiday in China is the boost of tourism. In fact, Mid-Autumn Festival comes about 1 or 2 weeks before China's National Day and National Day holiday, which is traditionally 7 days. So very often people take up some time in between these two holidays to also go travel. Previously, before the COVID lockdowns, it was traveling internationally as well as domestically. Right now, of course, domestic tourism and short-term vacations and even staycations in China are very, very popular. So this year, we are going to have 80 million people traveling during Mid-Autumn Festival only. And compared to other months, there is almost 356% increase in demand for travel bookings. And when it comes to travels, 24% of people travel for longer than 6 days, even on this specific holiday. So this year, 2021, it is predicted that we are going to have more than 80 million people traveling in mainland China domestically just for Mid-Autumn Festival. The bookings of trips have increased 356%. And when it comes to those that travel a bit longer, beyond 2 or 3 days, that number stands 24%. 24% of travelers go traveling for longer than 6 days. And of course, when people travel, when people have more free time, when they are in this cheerful and happy mood, they spend a lot. They spend when they travel on snacks and souvenirs and presents for themselves and others. They spend on revenge consumption and revenge experiences. In China right now, we have a lot of people that are extremely interested to experience new things rather than to just purchase products. But both exist. And of course, another reason to purchase is the fact that tech giants and brands alike have promotions and campaigns to encourage consumption. According to a recent survey in China, about 17% of people during holiday seasons will treat themselves. 62% will say that they definitely spend extra during holidays, and only 20% spend like usual. As an example, let's take a look at the spike in consumption for China's largest festival, CNY, Spring Festival. 660% increase in local tours. 560% increase when it comes to cinema ticket sales. And when it comes to daily general consumption, again, it is 2 to 3 times up. Apart from just being holidays and celebrations, many Chinese festivals become shopping extravaganzas. Thanks to many tech giants such as Alibaba, Jingdong, Pinduoduo coming together and promoting great deals, entertaining the consumers, and also launching a lot of new products on these days. 618, which is happening on the 18th of June every year, 11/11, 11th November every year are just some examples of those festivals and holidays. And of course, beyond them, we also have, for instance, CNY, Chinese New Year, where most of the brands and many tech platforms will participate in providing better deals for customers. Holiday consumption in China is way bigger than that in the West. Let's take Black Friday and China's 11/11 as an example. Black Friday last year generated about $9 billion in sales, when 11/11 just on Alibaba generated about $75 billion. And let me remind you that by now it's not just a shopping day that's created by Alibaba, but 11/11 has become a shopping festival that lasts from the 1st of November to the 11th of November. And many tech giants, including Jingdong, Alibaba, Kuaishou, Pinduoduo, and many others, participate in it to provide the most comprehensive, fun, and immersive experience for Chinese consumers. In fact, shopping in China is not just a small thing that you do when you need a new pair of shoes. It is a part of life. And very often Chinese consumers, especially Gen Zs, go to Chinese e-commerce platforms 6 to 8 times a day to not only complete a transaction, but to actually check out what is new, stalk some of their friends, watch some of their celebrities online. E-commerce platforms in China were able to build that community and introduce a lot of social features inside their platforms. And many social media platforms in China have introduced e-commerce capabilities. So that is why China right now, when it comes to festivals and beyond, is a lot closer to social e-commerce than probably anywhere else in the world. In order to build, promote, and sell your brand in China, it is extremely important to understand the local holidays, not only the cultural ones such as Mid-Autumn Festival or Chinese New Year, but also the sales festivals such as 11/11 or 6/18. There are many niche festivals that celebrate children and women and working men and elderly. So get acquainted with those festivals, know what they mean for you and your category. Make sure that you are also innovative with your product. For some of the festivals, you may want to invest money into actually developing a new collection, actually changing the color of the product, actually putting new patterns. For some festivals, it would be enough to just change the box and maybe the offering, put a few products together, give a little freebie, and essentially join in the promotional stream. For other festivals, you just need to use marketing to wish people well during this festival. Also, right now, with the rise of China Pride and Guochao, it is very important to truly understand the meaning behind the product. Also today, with the rise of Guochao and national pride, it is particularly important for Western brands to understand the culture behind the holidays. So when we come up with marketing slogans or new colors for our products or these new campaigns, they're actually aligned with what this festival stands for culturally. It is also not a bad idea to collaborate with domestic brands to make sure that you get even closer to your consumers. This is it for today. We have spoken about China's Mid-Autumn Festival. What does it mean culturally? How do people celebrate it? And of course, how has it evolved in being an important element in business, both tourism and of course product marketing. We also have covered a bit about Chinese other festivals and their significance when it comes to your marketing and e-commerce mix in the country. Stay tuned for more Digital China episodes to come next week. And meanwhile, let me know what other China business-related topics do you want me to cover in the future episodes. Cheers and chat soon.